The problem with being a human being, and oh my gosh, there are lots of them, is that we are oftentimes really driven by the need to have a fix to a problem. In fact, fixing a problem is much more interesting than understanding a problem. Hi, everybody. Todd Conklin, Pre-Accident Investigation Safety Moment. I hope you're good today. I love these little safety moments. It's just a chance for you and I to hang out and talk about stuff. And I really, it's funny. It's not hard to think about things to talk about in safety moments. You'd think that this would get, after a while, you'd run out of stuff to think about, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. I mean, there's always a list of stuff I want to talk about way longer than I have time to actually put them down. So let me say a phrase, and then I want you to think about it, especially based upon the introduction we just talked about. The pressure to fix always outweighs the pressure to analyze. We know that's true. I mean, that's a part of it. So let's actually go into this question. We're all probably too quick to substitute interpretation for observation. And that really is probably worthwhile of a safety moment. Because ultimately, when we do event learning, what we're doing is really looking at the conditions that existed in the context of the event before the consequence took place. And what's so valuable is to understand that when we move towards interpreting those conditions, then we're really moving towards blame and judgment. But when we move towards observing those conditions, we're actually moving at the much richer question, which is what happened? And the value we have in our business is in understanding and explaining what happened. Now, my guess is the reason we jump to interpretation quickly is because we want to sort of put meaning on why something bad happened. Because it's really hard for us to believe something bad could just happen. I mean, we don't live in a world where bad things can just happen, and yet we totally live in a world where bad things can just happen. We can look at the way we understand events and know that we're biased by the need to interpret the event through some kind of filter, and we do it at the cost of observing what happened in a very non-interpretive way. So when I travel with people to places that are kind of exotic, like maybe Tulsa or Oklahoma City, right? I always remember this model, the DIE model. Describe is the D, interpret is the I, and evaluate is the E. That always helps me. When I see something that doesn't make sense, for some reason, I try to not jump into interpretation or evaluation. I tried to first to describe it, to understand what conditions existed for the event to take place. Observation is key, and it must be first. We're all too quick to substitute interpretation for observation. That's the safety moment for today. Learn something new every single day. Have as much fun as you possibly can. And for goodness sakes, be safe.